So watched the Crow 2024 movie with Bill Skarsgård. Um, and before I give you my thoughts on this movie, I should give you my thoughts on the original film, which I did do a review of it on its 30th anniversary. Um, I really love that movie a lot. It's not only Brendan Lee gives a great performance in his unfortunate final performance, but also, I like the style of the movie, and the other people involved, like the little girl and Ernie Hudson is really, really good characters, as well as some of the music choices in the throughout the film and Eric's journey, for revenge and dealing with the loss of Shelly was pretty kind of emotional experience, especially with the interactions he had with the little girl who is the kind of narrator of the film as well. I have never seen the sequels. No, I have not seen the TV series that came out years ago. And as we all know, the Crow reboot is something that they were thinking about like forever. They almost did one, doing one with Jason Momoa, but he left the project in 2018, and now we have in 2022 Bill Skarsgård, which was supposed to come out in June, but I guess to avoid competition with Inside Out 2, it was delayed to yesterday, August 23. Um, and my expectations were mixed. When I saw the trailer, I thought it looked okay. I thought the idea of having more time with Eric and Shelley, uh, before we get to see Crow doing an action, what would be an interesting idea, because I feel like doing the same thing like the original Crow did would be kind of uh repetitive. Um, but I got a little worried when I noticed yesterday all the negative reviews, especially since this is the fourth movie that I was surprised of how low it is. After Madam Web, Megamind 2, Borderlands, and now The Crow. And so, after seeing the film, does the reviews make sense? Unfortunately, yes, it does. I was not prepared, but how boring and soulless this movie is. The biggest problem I have with the film is that it's the pacing. It is too slow. Like, it focused more like on Eric trying to. I mean, it makes sense this time around. It's like trying to, like, struggling not only with how to get revenge on the criminals for the most part. He does still deal with the loss of Shelly, but he mostly tries to grieve Shelly, but also has a hard time of whether he should get revenge on the criminals, because he tries to get it for a few times, but he did in a car chase, but it didn't work out at first. Um, I also thought the performances were kind of bad. Uh, they all feel like they're like just stubborn for the most part. I feel a little depressed. And even the villainess Danny Houston doesn't give that much in the film. The villains are like not that interesting at all. They're just kind of one note, especially since like the supporting thugs that Eric Draven kills throughout the movie, which I'll give one praise. Like the opera fight scene, where Eric Draven goes out and kill a lot of gunmen is really great blood splatter uh action, because there's a lot of gory and intense sequence, like especially the two scenes where he kills someone with the sword, and it is quite shocking. But other than that, the movie was just very boring. I also thought there were things that feel a little strange. Like the way Eric Draven gets brought back, it doesn't fully show how it happened. He just gets killed, but then goes to the water trying to get Shelly back, but then goes back out of the water and meets up with like the man who's like his guide to get revenge on everyone, which I did hear was part of the original Crow's plan with the Skull Cowboy, but it was deleted from the film, and Eric Draven's quest for revenge was by himself and not by someone else. And also, the crow aspect is kind of pointless because the crow thing in the film in the original was to bring back Eric Draven from the dead, and also, he also kind of also the crow flies around spying on the criminals and thugs. All the crow does is fly around the place where the crow meets up with his guide man and try kind of gets him more abilities when he gets shot in the bathtub, and also flies around for occasional reasons. But that's pretty much it. The bird part is eh. And also, one thing that was kind of like a weird choice was the horse thing. Now, I did have a conversation with my parents about this, and they said that it was because it was to show how Eric was not that loved as a kid. And from perspective, it does make sense, but the problem I had with it is that it's barely brought up in the film. Is as a brief second flashback for and the prison and the ending, but as a whole, after that kind of shocking opening, is kind of never brought up or even mentioned at any point in the film, which doesn't make any sense, honestly. Um, and I thought the way Eric and Shelly meet was a weird choice because they would go to prison for different reasons. They don't show it what Eric did, but it was Shelly because she accidentally pushed police coffee, which kind of was like a weird way to get arrested. I'm sure there were people get arrested by that, but couldn't she just said sorry and just move on, or even like meet up in like different way, or even show them their relationship for for a few years uh and like 20 minutes um before they get killed. I think they should done it better. And um I also thought like their deaths were kind of like lackluster, especially when you compare like the way the dogs are killed. The ones that are like big important to the film, Shelly and Eric's, their death is kind of bland, where they just get die out of air. But the ending was kind of weird, not only because that it set kind of is hinting at a sequel, which I highly doubt it will ever happen because I don't because my theater was kind of small, almost there was not a lot of people there. Um, there's also like this scene where after Eric and Shelly reunite for a while, it shows that Shelly is still alive. I think in the real world, where Eric is dead, but also Eric Draven lives in another world. Um, I don't know what is going on. Um, but that was a really weird scene, honestly. And but that scene was so strange. And overall, I thought the film was just kind of forgettable. Really was. I didn't like it that much. I would probably give it like a 1.5 out of 5. It was really dull. I didn't like it that much.